film, theatre, opera, producing music, editing a magazine. The medium is always a second thought to me. The passion, and what I really do, is convey ideas through the act of storytelling. I see myself fundamentally as a storyteller who collaborates with many different kinds of artists to ultimately affect an audience emotionally so that they receive the big idea that we're trying to convey. Fade in Stockholm. It's an ice cold morning, and we assemble in the offices of Absolut to begin a collaboration on a flavoured vodka that could evoke Australia, and one that could legitimately be titled Absolut Oz. You know, such a variety of artists have collaborated with Absolut. It started with Warhol, and then you have a writer like Kirk Vonnegut or Pierre and Gilles, you know, Louise Bourgeois. I mean, I was really honored to be invited into this creative club. So then we flew south to Ahus, which is in the south of Sweden. And it's really a beautiful place. I mean, it was the middle of winter, and it was an absolute majestic winter wonderland. We met at the facility with a wonderful man, Christer Asplund. Christer's whole professional life has been about perfection. It was really like being around a maestro of vodka. What elements then would go into a flavour that might evoke what it was like to be on the beach in Australia? Orange blossom or cardamom, eucalyptus, rosemary. It was there that I thought about how our two countries had this great love of the outdoors. This Aussie ideal of egalitarianism. You know, no matter who you are or what you do or where you come from, on the beach, we are all equal under the sun. And this becomes the big idea of the story, capturing that moment that in the movies we call magic hour, when the sun kisses the horizon. Then came the fun part, which was to try out the cocktails. We went down into the mixologist's lair with Johan Everts, who was a brilliant young mixologist, and I did what was called a tasting. That is a perfect summer drink. The cocktails had been created based on different beaches that had some iconic memory for me. I could surf this drink.
Very happy to hear that.
Mate. Surfing in the 70s and beach culture really took off in Australia, and the holy grail of serious surfing, which I was not a part of, was definitely Bells Beach. And not easy to surf, so that's where the Hells Bells bit came from. Tama Glamour is what the locals call Tamarama, running along the coastline here in Sydney. That was the narrative, that was the story, that was the idea. That was a way into what became Absolut Oz.